Good day, good love, good light, illuminators, way showers, first contact specialist, open contact specialist, all of you out there who are expanding your awareness of all that you are, and by sharing your space with me as I share my space with you and my songs, my activations. Um, all of these energies have been pouring in these last couple of weeks, and I thought I could say that 100 times over in the last couple of years. Well, since my awakening in around 2011, or all my life, whichever way you want to look at it. But and one of the things that have been really pouring in addition to more interdimensional beings, more collective energies, more non-physical energies and beings, um, these galactic glyphs, light codes, sacred circuitry, scripts that I've been receiving and sharing. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me. My name is Wendy with Languages of Lights. And really, as the emissaries of light came to me and said, everything speaks the language of light. Everything speaks the languages of lights. All of us are lights, and everything is a different language, and we all speak it in different forms. And light language is one of those forms that it bypasses the mind and the thoughts and literally creates new geometric patterns within us, new thought processes, literally new brain synapses. Completely changes who and how we are, what we have access to, and it's just another permission slip like everything else, meaning that something that you are invited to receive in your life, that gives you permission to open up more of all that you are. These are messages from your higher self, your spirit guides, when once again we're asking, what is my purpose? What is my place? What am I here to do? These are the things that help us open up to that information. And one of them is these galactic glyphs, sacred circuitry that I've been receiving for years, that I've talked about in many of my videos over the years. So if you're new to my channel, I've got over 1,000 videos of things too, of everything from light language activations, which is how it started. The first year of my videos, I wasn't even in them. It was just light languages and love and the sky, the elements, the elementals, nature, my dog Ranger, love you baby. And one of the things is I started getting downloaded right away after I started studying the sacred circuitry from Sirius through DNAAngelic, channel from Bashar, and we were asked to use these sacred circuits. Here I've got the copy here, but these are also been translated into Hebrew. If you've been watching for a little while, we've been sharing that, and this document is on my website. Feel free to download it. And so as I started playing with them and using them, I started getting all these other intergalactic kind of downloads and messages. And I've got volumes and volumes of journals of these that I've shared over the years in lots of my videos and on various, social medias over the years. And so I was starting to receive some today. So I thought I would share a little bit of this and my process and how they come through. And really, I've been making a lot of videos the last few days. The energies have been so full, so amazing, and the interactiveness of when we put it out there that we want to interact more with these multidimensional beings, the more we receive. So if you're watching this may be something that is coming to you, you're interested in. Light code circuitry, light codex arrays. We're going to be talking about that, Dave and I, more and more, sharing more and more of these with you. So I was just guided to, I was doing laundry. That's how this stuff works. Literally doing laundry, and it was like codes are coming through. So I just started drawing them, and so I thought I would share with you just while I'm doing them. And as I said, these are more that we're going to be sharing with you more frequently, because one, I've been guided to share them because they're very activating for all of us. And when we talk about codes and codexes and light codes come through the sun. They come through all of the everything that we create. There are codes of light, literally information, just like the information that travels through fiber optic cables. Is just light, but it's information, and lots of it. And we can just take that and just infinitize it, because that's the amount of information that we have access to. It's incredibly, infinitely, almost we're almost unable to process that kind of data and thinking along those lines. But the point is that there is so much information, for example, packed into these symbols, that they unpack. So it's like a file folder full of data and a bunch of documents, and each one is encrypted, and it's sort of like I guess if you could liken it to listening to music, looking at a painting, anything that brings you into a place where you really are somewhere you've never been consciously. And so part of the higher consciousness education idea is to explain a little bit about how it is that these came about. And when I first started drawing these and writing these, it was about 7 years ago-ish. And I couldn't find anybody else hardly who was doing this, and now it's everywhere. There's groups and all kinds of social media groups, and everyone's sharing them, because that's why they told me to start sharing them to begin with, because they would help people activate understanding more and more of your galactic connections. And when we ask, what's my DNA, what star systems am I connected to? So a lot of the information is, for example, a whole star system has information packed into this one symbol, and it's just another way of connecting to another part of source, another aspect of source, experiencing itself as maybe a non-physical energy. Maybe they're often messages from other planets. So I feel the information coming through, and by sharing them, it helps all of us activate our interdimensional and higher frequency tuning forks, if you will. So that's why I was guided to share these with you. And so let's see, 9. So today, for today's date equals 14. So it's April 3rd. Excuse me, I'm sorry, April 5th. I lose track of my days already. Time doesn't exist. So it's April 5th, 2021. And when we add all the numbers up, today equals 14. And so the sacred circuit. So one of the things that I was guided to do is 14, so connect. So today really is about connecting for me, big time. It's like the light language activation ideas coming through, the different ways of doing things coming out of my own virtual box, if you will. So doing more and more of what I love to do, and taking it to all the levels that maybe I haven't yet. So, and with the intention of connecting to more of my dimensional selves, more of my higher aspects, more of my other aspects. When I say higher, I just mean those other fractals of me, of us, that are literally having an experience in a different dimensional plane, a higher vibration than the third density, the fourth density, the fifth dimension. So that's kind of what that was. And so the message for connect is about that, and using that symbol connect. How do we use these sacred symbols, and to use them in any way that you're guided to use them? If it's sometimes it's zooming in on one and making it large, and just using it if it's one that resonates with you in particular. So they often do not have any specific words or meaning, but sometimes they do. Sometimes I will get a symbol and they will say, this is like another aspect of yourself, receiving information from another parallel reality, and you can use this as the gateway, the bridge to connect to that reality, to become the frequency of it, to be able to connect with other aspects of ourselves. So there's so many different multi-layers of this. So when they tell me, when they say layers of light, it is all these layers. And so there's lots of layers of light in these light codes, and that's why they call them arrays, because they're sort of encrypted and compressed, and then we decompress them, or they're decompressed, and so it's a little bit like that, if for lack of a better way of explaining it. And I'm always happy to explore these in private sessions, and this is part of what people start coming and asking. Well, I started writing all these symbols. What is it? What does it mean? What do I do with them? And so part of what my process is to share with everybody is to how I use them, how I was guided to use them, how to offer my perspective on how to use them for you if they come through. Share them in the ways that you feel guided to share them. And over the years now, I'm just seeing it absolutely unpacking and exploding everywhere. So with that said, I'm just kind of allowing what comes through as I write. And it's sometimes I get emotional, sometimes I get intellectual. So as they're coming through, and so many times each one is very, very different from the next. It's as if I feel like sometimes I'm walking through different realities, since I'm opening myself up to this information, that I'm saying, okay, I'm calling out, so I'm receiving calls, but I'm receiving the call back, if you will. The, hey, we're here and we heard you call, we heard your vibration, or the other way is I write the symbol, and then maybe it's a call out from me to my other me's or other planetary systems, dimensional beings, non-physical, all that, and they're like, oh, I heard you call. This is my beacon. So I just wanted to kind of share a little bit of that about my expression with how these come through, how I use them, how I'm guided to share them. It is my intention to collate these, if you will, or gather them and put them in a comprehensive book or journal for people to see and gather. I have so many pages, so I just share them as guided. So I've got a couple more that just came through. And it's like I see so many of them. I still do, but I used to dream in symbols all the time, where they'd be floating around the rooms and all over the walls and everything. And I've had dreams with other people in rooms with these symbols floating everywhere. So sometimes I don't always know exactly what the message is. However, I will say it's always very exciting. It always feels expansive and loving. And because that's my energy to begin with, that the loving energy beings is all I feel. So if that helps explain that perhaps a little bit too. And sometimes it could be just a series of dots. Sometimes it is like binary, 1 0 is 1 1 0 0. So a lot of times I will get that. I will get things that look like what I perceive as things I've seen in my dream state, which, our awake state, our multidimensional state, where I've seen architecture and ships, where I've been on spaceships, been on ships where these symbols were languages. I've been to many galactic meetings as a mediator for light languages, for being a light language linguist, for galactic ambassador, bringing people together, which is what I love doing here too on YouTube, bringing people together. So that's part of what these messages are, is kind of like a meetup call, if you will. So I'm just kind of jotting, I'm just sort of kind of scribbling what comes through. So I will be sharing more and more of these. I do have several samples on my website, Languages of Lights. All my links are in the description of the videos. And if it helps activate somebody, like today, it's like I knew that today I needed to just stop what I was doing, do it, because the timing is also something that I'm guided that it's like, okay, the timing is I should share this today, like right now, and in this energy, in this now, in this way. So I'm guided to stop what I'm doing and just do it. And maybe that's part of the message for all of you guys too, is sometimes when this stuff is coming through, stop what you're doing. Just stop and take a few breaths and just let it come through. It's not always lightning bolts and big voices, you know, it's not always, it's actually rarely ever like that. It's like when you're doing laundry and all of a sudden something says, stop what you're doing and make a video and write down these codes. So, I think that's all I wanted to share for this moment. I'm going to go back to my laundry. I will be sharing more and more of these with all of you. So please just keep visiting the website. I put them on the blog for everybody to see, to download as you wish. They're for you. They're for me. They're for all of us to use, because that's why we're supposed to share them. That's why we receive them. That's why we're all compelled to share them. It's just like the force, the force is within us, to want to share these with all of you. So thank you so much once again. And if I can be of any way of assistance to you in your journey, please don't hesitate to reach out. And always, we love your comments. Always loving to share your journey with the world. So if that's something that excites you, please do get in touch. And we love having people on the channel, and we really do all speak a language of light, the language of love, the unique song that's your verse of the universal song of Source. So thank you. So much love. Miata. Ishara kise. Sevile helaka salinia. Kiashote. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's so beautiful in my world. Because of you, it's so beautiful in my world. Because of you. Nishara kise sikileana. I love you.